Hello guys and welcome everyone, welcome to today's update preview of the ELMS Pack 2 update that is dropping tomorrow, December 9th here on Le Mans Ultimate. And guys, it is a very special update because today's going to be the first time we're looking into an update that is not necessarily content focused, but maybe more feature and physics focused. And with that guys, welcome to a special episode of Le Mans Ultimate streaming. Today we are testing the new Ginetta, what is it called? G something 61 LP 325 Evo. It is a name that I said I'm not going to even try remembering it or like reading it out. So yeah, jokes aside guys, we're looking into a different type of settings. So before we go into the actual stream, how about looking at ELPlan? And ELPlan for today's stream sees the LMP3 at Paul Ricard. Obviously, checking LMP3 driving. How fun is it? How are the tires looking? How are track limits looking? How is the track looking? The quality, the different types of tracks we will at some point be able to race on. How is rim heating looking? That is maybe something we can include in the first part. Then we're checking driving lines in the wet conditions. Obviously, yesterday we have done races in wet weather conditions. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna put out the hypercar back out in Interlagos, and we're gonna do a couple of laps with a fresh set of wets on the dry racing line on the wet, and then we do the very same thing with taking the wet lines. And I'm very interested to see what's going to happen. And then last but not least, and that is something that we're doing live, is we're going to check out A, how to set up the new telemetry output, and B, how to use it, what to use it from, what to use it for, what kind of features, what kind of information it gets out for us. So that is going to be like the setting we're going to explore tonight. Right. How about going with a race weekend offline first, 2025, and I already did the first mistake. My bad. I obviously wanted to go into the ELMS area where we drive the LMP3, and so on. There are no idiots today, you say. Let's see how idiotic the AI is doing. Sometimes you really think the AI is cheating as well, isn't it? I think that is very much the case. Okay, LMP3, the Ginetta in the number 4. We're having a look. And we're going to go out on track straight away. Just quickly check in. We're gonna run rather 2 p.m. Heavy railroad, static, nothing too crazy. Standard procedure, you know. And here we go. Mario Seraphim, yes, the update is public for tomorrow. So not today. Today I'm enjoying a little bit of content creator privileges. Bear with me real quick because I got audience. Yes, please.
Würdest du bitte dem Hund Hallo sagen?
Hallo, Hund.
Ich glaube, du solltest lieber aufstehen.
Oh no.
Der dreht grad raus.
Okay, ciao. We have a dog that's waiting for approval, so I'll be right back. Thank you for joining me. All right, I better explain this real quick. So I came home while my girl was out with the dog. So the dog went be like, "Where's Daddy? Where's Daddy?" And well, Daddy is behind that locked door, so he kind of actually went a bit crazy, right? Okay. So first things first, let's have a look. Simracing, I think that update should drop around Oh, what is the usual drill? I think they start updating Steam branches at like noon, and then for like from 3-4 p.m. onwards, the update should be live latest. So, setup. What can we do on this Ginetta? We have a couple of water radial settings, or radiator settings for water and oil. We have a TC power cut that is linked with the slip angle as well, similar to the LMP2 actually. We have a power and coast settings, and I really appreciate the percentages of the diff locking or opening shown, and that is an interesting one, you know. 8F 30 degrees max and 8F 60 degrees, 41.2% locking, but then again 4F 30 is more locking, or actually less locking. Maybe I should talk about opening. I need to question those settings. So 4 different settings, like super locked, not so locked, a little less locked, and fully open. Actually did it wrong, I guess. Anyway, I'll leave that neutral. Preload setting. Oh, can run neutral. Interesting. Can run a neutral camber on it. Maximum brake pedal force, brake duct heating, and so on. That is going to be a lot more in the focus now with the rim heating coming along. Suspension settings. Interesting. I was looking at the new LMP3. It doesn't have virtual energy. Does that mean it has the same aero profile as the Ligier? It's more of a question for the future after the test. Yes! As far as I'm concerned, ELMS doesn't deal with virtual energy at all. Damper settings. Oh my god. Fast bump. Up to 49. Enjoy the clicks, everyone. 49 different. I need to check this. 41, 25, 49, 25. Enjoy the clicks, everyone. That is going to be mind-blowing. Not gonna lie. Like between 41, 25, 49, and 25 again. I think people can get lost on the number of clicks, can they? Okay, and then last but not least, toe-in, anti-roll bars, rear wings, up to 18.5 degree, minimum 2.5. I'm gonna leave it normal, and then I guess we take out a car for the first time. And what I really appreciate about this LMP3 and the Ginetta, and it's quite interesting because it is the a UK built LMP3, it is left-hand side drive. Whereas the Ligier is right-hand side drive, right? So, interesting stuff. Anyway, let's see how it goes. Let's see how it drives. And, if I'm not mistaken, the wheel rim heating should be active on this car. If I'm not mistaken. Shall we give it a go? Keep looking. Temperature goes up. I'm gonna do a more refined testing on the GT3 later. So let's see how that really works. For the time being, I think we're interested to see that LMP3 and obviously to see the racetrack in Le Castellet, Paul Ricard. And man, is that bumpy. Wide curbs, lots of curb surface. That is going to be interesting for setup work, as the fast bumps are going to be asked for a lot of work here. Tires, where's the temperature? Yeah, only the hypercars do not have the rim heating for now, which is a shame. I really hope for the... So it runs with the chicane, right? Yeah, they're the pylons. Oh my god. Track limit. This track is going to be track limit fest. Like, look at it. Easy track limit for sure. What? Fix it. Yes, Nilox, nicht nur du, ich auch. Yes, Simracing, I know we should still be able to get mode tech out of the telemetry from the plugin for the moment, for sure. Gonna have a look into that later on tonight. Let me quickly change some view. East Coast Dave, thank you so much for your tier 1 sub for 39 months. Oh boy. Yeah, telling you hardly raced Paul Ricard before without telling you hardly raced Paul Ricard before. Car is extremely understeery. So let's see, are we able to fix anti-roll bars on the onboard setting? No, we're not. What is the T symbol on the tachometer? That is about telemetry. And actually, you know what? We may enable telemetry straight away. Which is a new feature. I'm gonna come back on it later on. But controls... now where is that? Probably car control. Where is it? ABS, slip. No. Gameplay? Ah! Time acceleration. Hell yeah. The cook? Ah, damn it. I need to go keyboard. Time acceleration is on the XK. Let's see if that works. Instant replay, take screenshot. Telemetry recording. Because I think Motec is control M. If I just put it M. Yep. That should do the job. So we press M. There we go. Telemetry recording started. Again, we're gonna keep that running for the moment and have a look into that functionality later on when we're coming to point 4. For now, we're enjoying the Ginetta LMP3 and the Paul Ricard racetrack. Pierre Ricard, hello there. How are you doing, buddy? Ah, damn it, you search. Look at you. Much more of a power user of Le Mans Ultimate than me. Oh, locking up is so easy. That is a cut. That should be a cut as well. Okay. I feared exactly that. That obviously Paul Ricard is going to be a fest for cut tracks and track limits. Oh, and I think that this turn could actually be flat out if you nail it. With this tire temperature 60 degrees, so we can still expect a little more support of the tire. Very technical final sector with late apexes. And these curbs are so steep and high, you really need to think about how they can be ridden. Gadgets, I would expect that there is a new Bob, yes, but as per the Studio 397 discretion, they are not telling us about the changes. So whatever Bob has been applied to whatever car, we can figure it out ourselves. How is the grip difference compared to what? I have to admit, like, I haven't driven the Ligier that much. Don't we have tires on the list? Wet lines, you know, what we're going to do. We're smart people, you know. Open L plan. Put 5 others. Tire model. And we put 6 others. Look at me. So natural. So dependable. Aero. There we go. So you guys are very much aware of what we're doing. Okay, let's keep going. Of course, I massively overshot the corner. Shouldn't at least be a track limit. Razi-san, what do you mean? On the pits? I don't know whether LMP3 has a dominant manufacturer or not. I haven't done any back-to-back tests, as you can imagine, since it's the first time I'm exploring this update together with you guys. Which is why I might look a little bit unknown in between. So, can we take this corner flat out? We don't jump over that inside curb. Yes, we do. That would be an interesting fast check in real life. Are LMP3s able to take that corner flat out, at least in qualifying conditions, or do they have to lift? And this is a very, very late apex corner. Wait. There is the cone on the inside. I'm still running too wide though. Gingerbreads 111, thank you very much for the follow and welcome. I think this is also like B on the brakes for long. There is the apex, then second gear, probably first even. Oh, that final turn is a killer, is it? You cannot change brake ducts on a pit stop, but you can replace the brakes in itself. That is possible, yes. Yeah, lots of setup work will have to be done to be able to run this high curbs. What wheelbase do I recommend? Well, probably a Simu Cube. I'm on a Simu Cube 1 basically. Ooh. So if this kind of rear slide is now able to be caught in a GT3, we'll have huge fun, but will it be a drift slide tire? Max power, yes I am on full tank. What is very interesting in the car though is we can obviously up the traction control by a click. It feels actually really nice to drive. Like, it is an LMP3, got loads of aero. It's probably not the heaviest car in the world either, which potentially may add up to the fact that it can do that high-speed turn rather flat out. But I really also feel that this car is going around the corner pretty quickly. I mean, what we can do is, besides driving the Ginetta, which to me has a little bit of a dull sound, I think, once we kind of agree that we've sort of mastered the racetrack a little bit better, we can also take out the Ligier then on the default setup and do a back-to-back test. I think they only have disabled the brake wear for the Le Mans 24 that we just saw. Kalasayasin, I'm very sorry for butchering your name, but thank you very much for your follow. Yeah, and if you guys appreciate this early preview, if you appreciate the Le Mans Ultimate content on this channel regardless, then please have a follow on Twitch, subscribe us on the YouTube channel, as we are going into the end of the first sector. Oh yes! So that was too much for the brake bias. I have an interesting amount of locking, so maybe let's just go into the car setup area real quick. Firstly, get me some fresh tires. We put on board TC a click up, just some small adjustments, and like maybe not go full send on the brakes, as they tend to lock up pretty easily. And then give it another go. Hey Johnny, how you doing, man? The owner, you're happy we got Paul Ricard now. Mr. Percy, is the view better than in the Ligier? Personally for me, yes, because I think the Ligier has its A-pillar like right somewhere here, and you're sitting like very much behind it. Not so much in the Ginetta. I feel like in the Ginetta you're kind of feeling somewhat centered even, looking at this. I was like pretty pretty much towards the centered position in my opinion. I can argue about the camera, whether it is actually a good onboard to see anything out there, but yeah. What do you mean, user? LMP3 seems better now. Johnny, literally, we just started 15 minutes ago. I've taken the LMP3 out for the first spin, and, well, what shall I say? For those of you that have mourned about the curbs being so high and unrideable in ACC, congrats, you have to still deal with that. It's very, very interesting. Curbs are really, really high. Curbs can really unsettle the car. I'm really wondering, probably... And I mean that honestly, I think the Aston Martin Valkyrie on this particular track, and that is something that we can maybe test in the other category later on. The Aston Martin Valkyrie should be a car that has a potential performance advantage here, because I'm pretty sure, like, as I just understeered off that curve, we can have a look into it real quick from the replay. Then you guys see what I'm talking about. So as we are coming, now here we go towards the curb, onto the curb with the tire, and the moment here I'm putting the floor on it, I'm literally just grounding, and I really just go straight, like you will see best from this perspective most likely. Now you go onto the curb, and it is now that we're grounding with the chassis, we just go straight, and that takes away all the rotation. So yeah, an interesting one, and I'm pretty sure Aston Martin Valkyrie would be the hypercar to choose to mount those curbs easily without being intimidated at all. But again, that is something we may test later on tonight. As for the moment, we enjoy the Ginetta LMP3. That's not a corner you use the curbs either way, but yes, curbs are high. Yeah, potentially it's not a corner that you using the curbs with, but you know, if the car can actually make use of the curbs, or if you can master the use of the curbs correctly, like not like this, but maybe like this, and like that, that is a serious advantage that you carry over other cars, right? This track is going to be a lot of like hanging the inside tire into the curb, like this, not getting a track limit. Here, not going beyond the curb as the car dips in too deep and you kind of be thrown around by the nature of the corner. Same for here. You want to touch the first part of the curb, but not the one that is located below it, in order to show you a little bit more what I mean. You may want to be just on that curb, but you don't want to go on the inside here, because as soon as the tire is coming back, and I was really borderline here, as you can see, as soon as the tire is coming back over that little bit of a crest, or over that little bit of a borderline, let's say, the car will jump around, and that will just make you bottom out, and you lose literally every potential, every momentum that you take out onto the long straights. Big Man Joe, they are going to do a full update to make the curbs even more aggressive? Like in real life, or on Studio 397? I think this is a 3D laser scan, and the track surface is like it is in real life. Samson 1609, thanks for joining. Thank you very much for your support. A little too wide. The most technical corner on the entire circuit, I think. A front left tire killer for sure. So, how much to the outside can we stay? You don't want to touch the curbs. I just touched it ever so slightly, but this time only went over the fast part, so not bottoming out with the chassis down below. If I would have had a McLaren, I would get disqualified from the race for abusing the skid pad. I'm not sure if you want to take that curb on the inside in the last turn. Ah yeah, you said something about Jardia. Let me see. That was mounting and mastering the curb just perfectly. If I was a bit further to the left, I would have probably grounded too much with the chassis and it would have just jumped off the corner. Kind of failed to hang in the tire. Oh! Did I feel some... This is beautiful! Why did it do... Is that a bug or is that a feature? Like, I can't imagine. Here it doesn't do it. Now it did. I'm overwhelmed. When I was... The first time I was excited. Guys, my front force feedback is vibrating when understeering. Oh my god! A long-felt dream is coming true. It's not only the rear end of the FFB that you're feeling, it's now the front end is... No. Sorry, I need to do a cross-check. You feel that on the Ligier as well? I need to do a cross-check. Let me get out with a GT3 real quick. Just sort... Like, I need to do a real quick cross-check. Then we go back to the actual testing. Ah, this is... Goodness me. Is that part of the tire update? Was never different on Simagic base. It is some... I mean, I'm a hypercar pleb, you know? I was never used to feeling the front vibrate when understeering. It could have been indeed something that is on the LMP3 for a long while. That would have meant I would have had to run an LMP3 a lot of times. So I'm quickly gonna check on the Mercedes. Tire sound still broken? What is broken about the tire sound? That also vibrates on the Mercedes. I think it also vibrates on the Mercedes. Oh my god. Jack, we're gonna spend more time on the GT3s later. I just found out, for me personally, that whenever I overpush on the new tire model, my steering wheel starts ever so slightly vibrating, indicating me the understeer effect. We're always feeling that on hot tires. To me it's new. But again, I'm an hypercar pleb. I hardly drove anything different lately. And I certainly wasn't... Oh, this is beautiful. I certainly wasn't feeling that with the Lumber when I did the GT3 Fixed series. Ah, very, very nice. Have you guys tried Marvin's FFB app? Also for Le Mans Ultimate? I thought this was only working for iRacing. Box. Track limits. Oh, that needs fixing. Okay, back back to the GT3s, to the LMP3 Ginetta. I got distracted here for a moment because it's the very first time ever I feel like I'm feeling something like that, which is amazing. Okay, so 5 hot laps in a row with the Ginetta, then 5 hot laps in a row with the Ligier on the standard setup, and then do we want to see the Aston Martin going around this track? Nope, I did not. I did not update anything on my steering wheel or on my wheelbase or whatever. This is the first time I'm just literally feeling it, right? Okay. Back to the basic setup that we ran here in the Ginetta. They still haven't brought back that thing. Anyway, we log some telemetry to have a look at that later. Samsung exclamation mark setups will get you to www.improveyourlaptime.com. Anyway, here we go. Well, Flex, the Team Online Championship will work like any other championship on Le Mans Ultimate or any other racing series. Thatcher, I'm feeling understeer on the front axle, the steering wheel ever so slightly vibrating. I'm not sure if it's just the placebo, but here in that area, when I'm over pushing it on the steering wheel, I feel vibrations. Google Drive is such a cunt, really. Of course update cannot be processed because you fucking disabled. Yeah. Sorry, what? Can someone repeat what Jardia said about the Clio on this particular track? Wait. No touchy of that curb and then pushing the car on cold tires. Yeah, ACF, thank you so much for your sub on the YouTube channel. Mercedes XL44, thank you for your follow on the YouTube channel. So we go back to El Plan, we go back to the big screen. Here you see, the moment I touch the inside part of the curb, I can quickly come back on that for a brief moment. Sorry, the other cam position for that is better. You see, and the moment I go down there, I drop, I grind, and the moment I come back up on that thing, I just go understeer, jump in a little bit. And I think, if anything, the Aston Martin is going to be the hypercar that is able to go over these curbs without being thrown off like that. Yes, I'm going to race the Low Fuel Motorsports Imola Pro Series race tomorrow. I'm likely going to be second split because I would need to gain rating tonight, but as you know, I'm doing the education for you guys tonight. Now, jokes aside, I'm very pleased and thankful for given the opportunity to give you guys a sneak preview of the update and the content. And for all of you that are sitting on the fence, the ELMS Pack 2 is going to be available for €12 or 10 British pounds, and I think $13, something like that. So check out the full release notes there. The pricing, I think, is explained, and all the news articles. Okay, here we are. 5 hot laps, guys. Let's go. What can we do lap time wise, and what will the Ligier do against it? Yeah, the understeer stick shaker immediately tells me what the car is doing on the front. That is, oh, we need that. We need those new tires. on the hypercars quickly. I am going to put a wet track on Interlagos, if you guys don't mind. And then we're gonna dry wet lines over there. Yes, Johnny. I feel when I turn in, let me see if I can really feel it. When I turn in, yeah, I feel vibrations on the front end of the tire. If I'm asking too much of it. That I didn't feel at all. Oh. I wonder how many times that is going to happen. Big Leclerc moment. Brake bar is a tad. That's actually quite neutral. Left hand side tire is certainly hot now. Also a bit effed, I guess. Yeah, here I'm locking the fronts before locking the rears. And I think final turn I also don't want to touch the curb. Okay, fast lap time is about 2:07. That to be improved. The line comes very, very late. I haven't felt anything different when going over the colored stripes, and I think if they were really slowing me down or having a change of grip in effect, I would expect the steering wheel to have some kind of movement or have some kind of appreciation ready for slipping over it, you know? Almost lost again. Certainly lost momentum. You'll see that time going down all the way over the straights. I'm not sure if it is cosmetic. That is probably a question to ask to Studi397. I mean, I don't have the files. The grip files. I'm completely overdoing it. I'm trying to find braking points and everything. Valid. Eh. I can see here doesn't have red tire temperature spiking when sliding. I wouldn't, you know, if you're sliding and they're already red, I don't think there is a difference between sliding it over that colored area or not. The tires are red regardless. They wouldn't spike up any further. Maybe the unloaded tires, if anything. I mean, I'll let you guys observe everything you want to see, or that you spot. Oh, I feel understeer. This is mind blowing to me. This is something completely new. I know there is people reportedly already feeling it, but like I went into that last corner and I felt every time I went onto the throttle trying to push out of the corner, the steering wheel to give me a little bit of a vibration, be like, nah, not having the grip on the front. Can't do that. This is beautiful. It is the communication that has been lacking on any R-Factor 2/Le Mans Ultimate update for ages. And I think now we have a real game changer here. Miracle! Does the game run smoother and better? That is something we're gonna test later on in heavy wet conditions with AI and everything. When I'm going to crank up the graphics a little. I'm currently not really trusting it yet, but we're gonna see. There is a wet line indeed, and we're going to witness that well, when we're coming towards point 3, right? No vibration. No, this is... It feels a bit subtle. I'm really questioning whether it is a placebo or anything, but I feel the tires vibrating on the front when understeering. I do have a Beast PC, yeah. And I have FPS kept at 120. So maybe I'm gonna see a more stable number on the 120 as I'm doing it right now. It got constantly 120 FPS and I can't literally remember having that at all times. You're gonna perhaps see it on a livery as well, how pin sharp it is in our front. Okay, 2 more laps with the Ginetta. Tires are still warming up. 201.150. Oh, a little bit of a lock-up. That compromises that tight left-hander. No, I'm running on LMU online, David. But I saw no one was signed up for the races. Oh, car's good fun. Car's really good fun. Yeah, I have pedal force on 90%, I think, and BB is 51.0. Yeah, I didn't feel too much vibration when I would actually kind of need it, you know. Here I feel a lot of vibration again. Oh my god. David John Gibbons may be able to tell us whether there is now an understeer effect on the FFB giving you a vibration when you're actually understeering. Or is that just me placeboing here? So, final lap. Trying to push it as good as we can, and then we're taking the Ligier real quick. I almost kept the momentum, still though 2/10. Yeah, nice pulling around. Wide line into that tight corner. It couldn't quite carry all the 2/10 onto the main straight. Well, not the main straight, but the long back straight. So David John Gibbons is saying the vibration is more of an accident rather than an actual wanted feature on the front tires. That is a shame. Yeah. Lost a bit of momentum here as well. 2009 flat on the table here. Too much on the inside. Need to lift here on the exits to avoid the track limits. Yeah, David, but you know what I mean? Is it like... I also felt it on the Mercedes, I think, with the front end tires being vibrating a little on the steer. Is it just a placebo? Or is that really a new feature of that new tire model? So coming around the final turn to do a 2009. 200 flat. 2008. A 2008.25 for the Ligier after 5 laps. Let's see what for the Ginetta. Let's see what the Ligier can do. What we can do in the Ligier, because I have to actually admit the Ligier probably going to be the car that has like an ugly seating position for myself. Let's see. Ah, Gibbo, thank you for confirming my thoughts. Amazing. I almost can't comprehend what I'm just feeling right now with the with the understeer. It's biblical. All right, let's give this one a shot. 50. Let's go. You see what I mean with the nice parking. You see what I mean with the right-hand side drive A-pillar kind of thing? It is not that bad actually, but I feel to be a lot more away from the center. What do you mean why? I now see why you didn't want to touch the public tires too much. Yeah, Dominic, for sure. If I have a setup, because I hardly run any GT3 stuff. Oh, this is interesting. Like I can't see anything, so I need to cheat myself forwards here. Yeah, Doc, I just moved to like 300 now. Dominic, what exactly are you interested in with the GT3 behavior that we're about to check out? But Ligier has a very different feeling on the FFB. Like when the tires are cold, the wheel turns to fall towards the inside of a turning. Ah, yeah, okay. Now I hear you, David. With the new feel that you got from these tires that you probably as a Studio 397 employee have tested a lot lately. Guys, the outside lanes do something. Yes. Stiff, less stiff, stiff, less stiff, stiff, less stiff. Guys, these lines have different grip levels. These lines do have different grip levels. I just checked it. I couldn't feel something when spinning around on them, but when going over it in a controlled way, the FFB stiffness from the resistance on the front tires changed according to the grip level that we had. The more grip on the painted area, the stiffer the steering got. Once off the paint area on the loaded tires, the stiffness reduced in the FFB. So 100% accuracy here so far on the track. Top-notch quality as usual. Ah, like there is no aero. Then I probably take my beloved Lambo. Load up a setup that I raced in... damn it, I only raced it in fixed race conditions, I think. Or I'll put an esports setup of some sort and give it a shot around here. We're gonna do that later on for sure. But I want to put that a little bit into the others category as well when we're doing tire model test. Like proper tire model test. So 2008 to beat in the Ligier. Or with the Ligier against the Ginetta. And I have to say, like, out of the box, this Ligier feels a little bit more stable. I don't know how much right-hand side drive is intimidating me, though. I think real life there should be a bop applied for sure. Lovely to see the exit of that turn, actually. Valero Shell, thank you very much for your follow on the Twitch channel. Yeah, and if you guys want to see more of that content here, where you guys want to see more Le Mans Ultimate, then please Follow on Twitch, subscribe us on the YouTube channel if you haven't done already. Join us tomorrow. Imola Pro Series. I think 7 PM is the race. So watch out for the scheduled stream as we're putting in a 2:02 as a first lap. Remember, it was the 5th lap actually with the Ginetta that has been fastest. And I'm afraid I need a little bit more adaptation time on having the cockpit on the right. Okay, so every tire has a spin. There is one test I would probably do with you guys. What is the shortest possible layout that we can race somewhere? Think about it. It's not Silverstone, it's not Interlagos, I think. What is it? What is the shortest possible layout? Sebring is kind of hard to see, although the school layout would probably be the one that is shortest. What else layouts do we have? Sebring School. Qatar Short. Would potentially do the job as well. Bahrain Outer. Nah, the Bahrain paddock is pretty long still, right? I think the outer might be fastest. Let's think about that. We put that into the other category. It might get a long stream today, I'm already sorry. I know we're almost an hour in already. Okay, let's focus a bit more. I'm locking up that on that brakes a lot more than on the Ginetta. Good first turn. Nail the second part. Yes, here we go. Push, push. Half a second up. Oh, I missed to hang in on the curb. F. I have a complete wrong perception of things. Which brings me to the idea to do something really cool, which is not cutting the track, obviously, but which note? There is no short Le Mans. How about this? Going over the hill, coming down, setting it up for the right-hander. There is so many cool layouts here that we can race at Paul Ricard. And it's something I do admire the track for its variability. Variety? Yeah, you know what I mean. Like, we could go there as well. And that would probably be the shortcut, like heavy braking zone right after the quick right-hander. My brain. Where can we go here? Height, but eventually also coming back to the track. I don't want to obviously off track my next lap. Get clutch engaged, auto clutch disabled. Ah, that's a feature, I think, where they are telling you about your auto clutch. Yes, Chris, but the pit lane entrance has been built for F1, I think, or since F1 has been doing races in Le Castellet. So it has been there for like 2 or 3 years already. I overcooked the entry, therefore not so much momentum gain, lacking a 10.5 here. Not seeing that apex is a big disadvantage though. Here I'm suffering a bit of understeer, I'd say. Total different feeling. So you really feel a difference between Ligier and Ginetta here. Car feels like rotating a lot better in the off throttle area, like not too much understeer there, but once you get on the throttle, understeer kicks in big time. Anyway, we got 2 more laps with this car. It feels like the car's almost hanging through, bottoming out. But I can tell you on that lap already, we're getting pretty close to the Ginetta in terms of lap time. Here, the Ligier has a huge advantage, as you can see the exit of the turn. Same here, you can see the apex of that turn as well. But yeah, if you're going in too quick, you're not going to hit it anyway. Ah, this is beautiful. This tire model is so beautiful. So, we're all almost matching it. 2011. Missing 3/10 here, last lap. It's a bit wide. I think that should be a track limit infringement. We stay a bit more on the inside. Well, at this stage, 4/10, we're seeing a 2:00.680. So 1.5 off, up on the Ginetta. There is one big issue though. What if the standard setup for the Ligier might just be a little bit better developed, as the car is available for longer already? I saw some small differences. This has more wing. This maybe has less TC. You know, all those small differences. Also, every lap I'm doing now, more and more experience. But like, in hindsight, just also looking at the sheer performance we're seeing right now from the Ligier, probably have to admit, as I'm grinding a little bit on that curb. So rotate, 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 and wait, 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 wait. Now you can go on power, then you can pull through. Nah. You guys kind of probably expect what I'm trying to say, right? $59.9 is possible with that one. I had a little bit of a moment here. But okay, so in standard configuration I got 810 with the Ligier over the Ginetta. We note that. We note that. So, then we were asked about GT3 and sending it with the GT3. So how about we're doing that? Is there a Lambo? No, there is no. Oh. Yeah, this should still work. Does it? Ligier suggested Imola. Okay. We could quick. What the fuck? We quickly give Imola a shot in the Lambo. That is a car that I drove there. I certainly know that when coming down Acque Minerali, the rear end should